We are live. We are live. Hello, guys. I am Nicole Vincent, and we've got data coach Claire, and we are so excited for you to be here with us. Those that are watching the replay, if you are, make sure you comment down below. Let us know where you're watching from or what you're watching for, or that you're here, or that you think we're cute, or whatever. Like, we're down for it. We want to hear from you. Claire, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. We have so much to talk about today with new releases in the Creator Connections program. I have an initial opinion about that. I'm curious what you think. We haven't really chatted about it yet. And also, brand new survey data to talk about. The survey report itself will be available later this week. If you're on the email list, I'll send you a copy. And when it's available, we'll add the link to it here in the description if you're watching the replay. So much to chat about.
Oh,
Nicole, do you want to hit the Creator Connections new stuff
I think
first?
we do. That's kind of like the elephant in the room right now, right? Like yesterday,
Totally.
we're all minding our own business. And then on Creator Connections, if you are gold or above, they just quietly slip in a new little tab. And they're calling it a tab. It doesn't look like a tab, but it basically, they are dividing Creator Connections into kind of two different programs. One, which we're normally used to with campaigns and percentage backs on sales, is called Affiliate Plus now. And then the new thing is called Sponsored Products for Creators. And this is a program based on clicks, not sales. And so it's super interesting to see like what's going to happen. I'm like, here's the new cliff. I'm jumping off it. I hit that accept all, Claire. I did it.
Yes,
I'm like,
way
I
ahead
don't
of
know what
us.
this is going to do, but I'm hitting it. And so I
I
did
did
it.
too. Yeah. Well, and the first that I heard about it was from you because you sent me the link to there's an updated Creator Connections guide. So we'll
Yes.
share the link to that here too. If you haven't read it, it has a lot more information about what the program is about. And but the gist that I get from this, and you kind of spoke to this, is that there's still the normal, what we've been calling Creator Connections is now called Affiliate Plus, and now Creator Connections is the umbrella of these two things. So Affiliate Plus is the campaigns, and then Sponsored Products is there's this personalized list of products that you can get paid per click that you get on those products. And it looks like both on-site and off-site are um, like
Included.
applicable, included for this. But my initial thought on this is that it's most likely to be beneficial for offsite. I'm curious if you've had the same idea. Maybe we just, we haven't cracked it yet because it's been available for like 12 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I read through definitely like Liz will pull up the guide here too. And the link to the guide. So it's an updated PDF guide that really walks you through the program. The last time they came out with one of these was in April of 2024. And it was such a useful guide. And this is, again, I think it's nice and plain English. They really spell everything out. But I'm thinking, yes, I think that this is going to be more beneficial for offsite. And Creator Connections has always been geared more towards offsite. Just that's the nature of the program. So it's not surprising to me that that's the situation, but it's going to be interesting to see how those, once we start seeing, oh, I made, I had so many clicks on this thing, because on our reporting, we don't see individual clicks for individual products unless you're going into that individual video. We're seeing, oh, I got 1,000 clicks this day, or 2,000 clicks this day. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And I thought it was cool that they are customizing it to us and what's going to be more up your alley and what your audience is going to be responding to more. So
Yeah, so not everybody has the same like 500,000 campaigns like is in the now Affiliate Plus, but everybody has a personalized list of I think it's 500, and then that
yeah,
updates or refreshes.
it is.
And so,
Yeah, it updates.
mhm. And so I'm interested to see where this will go because it has different amounts that you're paid per click. And some of them that I saw, the highest I would saw was like somewhere like $2 and then somewhere like 5 cents. And it was
Yeah.
that range. And so it makes me think like if you posted about a product let's just say offsite, and you drove 50 clicks for that, and it was $2 per click, even if you didn't have any sales, then that would be $100
I'll
for
take
one.
it.
Not bad. And so that seems, that's like kind of how I'm thinking about how these would go. But if it was a lower cost per click, then let's say also had a what we call creator connections campaign, an affiliate plus campaign. The details, the guide says that you can't earn from both. That I think it said if you have a campaign accepted for both a clicks campaign and a percentage campaign, then it would just give you the percentage. So
Yep.
let's say if on this product that had a $2 per click and you were driving from offsite, you got 50 clicks. Let's say one of those clicks turned into a sale. Let's say it was a $20 product. Then instead of earning $100 from the clicks campaign, you would earn $2 on a 10% creator connections campaign. Hope I didn't lose anybody with thinking through that math.
We're going to need some charts and flow charts and all that.
Next time I'll come with a diagram. Sorry, I wasn't prepared. But it seems like it could be beneficial one or the other if the product has a campaign in both.
Yeah. So, and also the campaigns that or the sponsored ones for the clicks, they're appearing to have shorter campaigns and are not always clear on when. Some don't have an end date. Some are like showing the budget like a level. And so maybe if they have a lower or a lower budget, once that budget is out, it's just going to disappear. And so I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting to kind of watch it over the next week or two and kind of see like how this is going to adjust strategies, because I think it definitely can. Because if you're not throwing some links on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube somewhere, like you're losing money. But they can't just, with this strategy, I would be looking through my thing. Like I pulled it up and I sell a lot of robo vacuums. And one of them that I don't have content for, but that I sell a decent because it's an adjacent item. They've got a $2.50 click or per click thing. And so I'm thinking, I was like, well, maybe I'll just throw that up on social media and see what happens and, play around. Christina has a great question here, Claire. Let's talk about this. So if you accept both, then are you covered or do you have to choose? So that's kind of what Claire was explaining. It's going to default to the traditional creator connections campaign, the affiliate plus. So if you make that sale, you're going to get whatever the affiliate plus campaign is paying out versus the clicks. So in most cases, that's probably going to be a better deal. But if it took a lot of clicks to get that sale, then that conversion might not be great. Oh, Doug has a great point. You want to read this one, Claire?
Yeah, it depends what a click is. If the video gets 1,000 views a month and that counts as a click on site, that could be valuable. But yeah, in the details on the guide, it said like qualifying clicks.
And we're like, what was the qualifying?
Yeah. And the only details that it had for on-site was it said that like clicks into your storefront counted. And in our on-site reporting, it's, use our on-site videos as storefront content. So I think that those on-site videos are going to count. And I think for now, accepting campaigns in this like clicks part of it, the sponsored products, if you have access, it looks like it's just gold and platinum so far. It doesn't seem like that's a bad idea. I know our friend Rob at Oink is already working on some software updates to help identify which of those campaigns in the are they called campaigns?
I don't even know. They are called opportunities. They're not called it does. Well, I don't know. It kind of says campaign. Let me look. I'm going to pull it. Oh no, it just goes to the link. It doesn't even have like details within it. You can't click on it and give you more information. So yeah, I don't know that it's just an opportunity.
An opportunity. If you want to accept those click opportunities, it doesn't seem like it's a bad idea. In the guide, it seemed like submitting a content link for them wasn't required.
Yeah.
And, we'll update you guys as we have more information. So now that this is a thing, we're exploring it. If you are already gold or platinum, if you go into creator connections, you'll see at the top there's a tab now kind of
It's not
towards
an
the top
obvious
as
tab.
like
It's just a link of
sponsored
words.
products. Yeah, yeah, it's like a words with a link. So I bet maybe they'll update the UI a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited though. Like I honestly, I'm weird. I love changes, and because I get to think of new strategies and I get
Yeah,
to play around. And before we started recording, we were talking. Me and Liz were talking about how when we have new things, it's like new brain exercises, and we get so excited.
yeah.
Like I just got monetized on YouTube, and I made my first $3.28 in 2 days.
Ooh, it's up to $3 now. Last I heard it was
It was
$1.
$1.14 yesterday,
Yeah,
and it was three like
amazing.
so it almost
Good.
more than doubled. And so it's like so exciting, but our brain gets a little tired when we're like, oh, I already know how to do this. Like I'm in this routine and I know how to do this. But when we get new strategy, it's exciting, and it to me it's enlivening and it's exciting. So I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Pump some life back into Creator Connections. It was boring passively earning all that
Oh,
money.
it's so hard to take all the money. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
I,
goodness.
I see that Liz grabbed the link for this updated Creator Connections guide. So if you could put that, it's in the chat if you want to grab it. And then this is kind of a long link, and then we'll also put it in the video description here when we are done with this video.
Yeah, and it's a PDF that you can easily just download and save to your device or computer, and you can reference it and look back on it. It has great FAQs for the Affiliate Plus, the Creator Connections stuff, and the new sponsored clicks program. So it's always good to stay up to date. So I think that this is a good little segue. Like I've been in a lot of conversations lately, Claire, over the past few weeks about why should we follow the rules? And why should we even understand or know the rules? And I think that this is a huge program, right? And there's people that have been in this program from the get-go, and there's people and like large creators that have different rules than the rest of us. And fair or not, whatever,
Do you
but
mean for offsite?
for offsite sharing and things like that. And so a lot of us like will follow people on social media because we see they're a big creator and we're like, oh, they're not following the rules. I guess that doesn't mean I need to follow the rules. And what happens is you don't know that they might have a different agreement with Amazon than the rules to the rest of us. And so I think it's really important to make sure that as creators, we are staying up to date with the guidelines, like this new Creator Connections campaign, information, like understanding that, reading the FTC disclosure thing. The FTC has a really great guide that's like a 101 for social media influencers. And it's important to know the rules, right? Because you don't want to get your account shut down for something stupid, What are your
Mhm.
thoughts on that, Claire?
I think that a high degree of personal responsibility to know the rules is important, because even if, like you and I, tried to spend the next 45 minutes recapping all of Amazon's rules, we would miss something.
Exactly.
It's not our responsibility to make sure everybody watching this knows all the rules. And so I think there's a few different places to uh, learn the rules. One is the kind of legalese Amazon terms of service document. I know it's kind of annoying to read through, but like at least skim to know what's there.
And you can
Another
also
is
copy and paste the whole thing and put it into Chat GPT and have it give you a
sorry.
summary, which works well too.
There you go. There you go. And the other is Creator University has a pretty good summary. And there's a few other documents that are like do's and don'ts for Amazon influencers that are kind of, I think, linked within Creator University. So those have some additional details. But I think that you're right that you want to follow the rules to the extent that you don't want your account to be shut down. And
Yeah.
so if somebody's gambling with not following the rules, then it's a gamble. And in the past, Amazon is known to kind of take a big sweep to enforce rules that maybe they previously weren't enforcing. They've done this with sellers, they've done this with influencers. And so you might get away with it for a while, but then it'll come back to bite you. So we're just sharing this advice to help you continue to make more money
Yeah.
because a gray or black tactic might work in the short term, but not long term.
Agreed. And I think it's especially as you start to grow, and if you're doing things like me and Claire, like you're sharing your experience and people are following you and watching what you're doing, you want to be doing the best, like set a good example. Like don't, I would hate for somebody to watch what I'm doing and then they're like, oh, that's how she's doing it. And then I'm doing it wrong. And they copy me and they get their account shut down. I know it's their personal responsibility, but I think that it's also, um, it's just good integrity to follow the rules as best as you can. And if you learn that you've been doing something wrong, just do better in the future. So anyway, that's my little soapbox. I'm normally not a rule follower, but I'm also not going to be working my butt off to build a business and have it taken away because I was like, well, I'm going to use the Amazon logo, or I'm not going to claim this. I'm not going to put this disclaimer, right? And just don't be stupid, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, there we go. There's my
There.
little follow the
Thank
rules
you for
soapbox.
thank you. I was waiting for your soapbox of the day.
Oh, it's always fun to find where it's gonna land, and I never know. It's like sometimes I feel passionate about stuff, and sometimes I'm like, whatever. So it's my fiery nature. Um,
Love it.
so let's talk with changes in the program. Let's talk about this new layout that some of us are seeing on mobile. So if you haven't, I don't actually go on the app very often because I'm just a computer gal. But if you go on the app and you're looking for influencer videos, there's a new layout where it's showing multiple videos at one time. And we talked about this in our top 10% mastermind yesterday. And it was really interesting to kind of see what people were thinking. So, what are your thoughts on it, Claire?
I actually haven't been able to see it
It hasn't
myself.
shown up for you yet?
No, and I don't know if that's just they're like still A/B testing it. That would make a lot of sense
Yeah,
for Amazon to
probably.
not roll it all the way out. But I've looked on my app and I haven't found it. But I've seen screenshots that other people have shared, and it looks pretty cool. It looks like it is displaying both vertical and horizontal videos as a vertical thumbnail. So we'll have to see if this sticks around or if it's just a fleeting test. But I would expect that if they continue to display videos like that on mobile, then that would just mean more commissions for us. It's like another placement opportunity. There was already a mobile video carousel, but not nearly as visible as this makes it. As it's like displaying the thumbnails for all of the videos for somebody to click on. So like, we'll see if it sticks around. And if it does, then I'm sure that we'll talk strategy about how to like optimize for how that thumbnail to look or for that placement to be there.
Yeah, because it's not taking the like if you put a thumbnail on your video, it's not putting that thumbnail there. It's literally doing, it appears to be someplace, probably with Amazon, I'm guessing it's someplace in the middle of the video, just a random shot. And so it'll be interesting because Amazon has definitely played around with different video placement strategies and styles before, and some have stayed and some have not. And so I think it'll be great because and Claire, I think you've seen the data on this. When you are looking at your report, most of your sales come from desktop because that's where the videos are more visible. Is there a percentage that you've seen, or just kind of like
in my own data, looking at it, it's been about 60 or 65% of my total purchases that I'm earning on come from desktop.
Yeah. But we all know, because so many people would rather shop on their phones, especially those, I would say 40 and younger are probably shopping on their phones versus getting on a computer and purchasing it that way. So I think this could be really good, but
Yeah.
we'll have to
Yeah,
wait and see.
it could be a really good thing for us to have that additional visibility for our content that's already there.
Yeah.
One question I'm going to have about it is if the rules for there being a carousel will be the same as on desktop. And what I mean by this is on desktop, if the brand has a video, then that typically makes there be a influencer videos available to be in that upper carousel. And if there's not, then there is just a bottom carousel. I'm curious if the mobile carousel will behave the same way, or if our videos would be there regardless, or if it would follow like bottom carousel rules or something.
Yeah. Well, just it's kind of a wait and see kind of if they stick it there, if it rolls out for everyone. Because I found it once and then I wasn't able to find it again. And so it probably is like an A/B testing.
It's like gone already.
Yeah.
We're like
So
test it for a day.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I think it is exciting because I think we do lose as influencers, we probably do lose a lot of sales from mobile shoppers because it just is harder to find the videos. Um, so before we get into your data thing, I just want to touch real quick because I think I really like I want you to go crazy with this data. I don't know how much you're going to go, but I'm like it was so
Okay.
good. So we got a sneak peek of the data, and I was like drooling. It was so good. I'm like, this is so juicy. It's so like it's amazing. But talking about like scaling up your business and involving your family, your friends, hiring a VA. Let's talk about this, Claire, because I think that this is an
Oh, yes.
important place that people can really scale up their business in easy ways. So, how are you utilizing help in your business to
Totally.
grow?
And I feel like my mindset around hiring help has changed recently. And I feel like this is a big like renaissance in my money mindset, both to hire help professionally in my business and to hire help personally. So, for example, just this month, hired somebody to help clean my house once a month.
Oh, so good.
It is so good. And I'm like, oh, like all of this weight was on my shoulders to do this housework and I just didn't have time for it. My genius is in doing these webinars and taking care of
Yep.
my kids. And I don't want to spend that was like 15 hours of work cleaning my home. So that's amazing. And I feel like we can kind of translate that same idea into Amazon influencer work. That hiring help doesn't mean that you are lazy or you can't do it yourself, but that you are choosing to delegate and to optimize your time for what is going to be the highest ROI. And I think that oftentimes people feel nervous about hiring an assistant, but I like to have people think about it like this way. If you're already making at least $15 an hour with your Amazon influencer work, so what this could look like is you, let's say you work 20 hours a week or 20 hours a month, so about 5 hours a week, and you're making about, what would that be, $300? I think I did that right. You're making $300 a month with 20 hours in the month, then you're making $15 an hour. You're ready to hire an assistant because you can hire help for $15 or less.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people have hired overseas VAs because you can often get help for a cheaper dollar per hour because of the currency exchange, that people are happy to work for less because that money goes further for them where they live. Um, I personally have chosen to hire US based help just because I really value that good communication and trusted relationship, especially if I'm giving people access to my back end stuff, which is often required for the type of help that we need. And not saying that I couldn't trust someone overseas, but like I've lived overseas, so I have overseas friends, but that I trust people that I know
Yeah.
personally. So the ways that I've hired help in my business, I just recently hired help to assemble things for me. Hired a teenager down the street that he's going to come assemble things for me when I get them on my porch. I'll just text him and say, "Hey, it's ready to build. You come build and film a time lapse, and then I'll have that footage and it'll be built and ready to go." And I also hired an assistant to help with my social media for my coaching business. So that's off my plate. Some other things I've hired help for in the past is retagging dead ASINs, cross posting to United States and Canada. And I used to hire help to also cross post to YouTube. But now for that, I'm using the new Cha-Ching Automate extension. I don't have the link up for this now. I'll grab it so we can share it with you guys. But this, I called it an extension. It's a desktop software, and I think I saw Chris, the creator of it, here watching in the chat. So, Chris, if you want to share more about your software, go ahead. But it's really great, faster than the other extensions are at cross posting to YouTube. And it's really reasonable price. It's like $9 a month right now. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Liz got the link. So that's what I'm doing now to cross post. So if people are worried about AI taking jobs, that is a software that took my VA's work because I used to pay somebody to do that, and now I can just do it with one click.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. He came out, finally, it's not that this extension has not been out that long, but he came out with a Mac version because I'm a Mac girl. And so I got that started up, setting up yesterday. I've got to finish setting it up today. So I'm really excited to do that. But I think that it's really, it's so important to start realizing your zone of genius. Where do you shine? Where is your joy? Where your gifts lie within your business? And for most of us, it's going to be in the content creation, right? That's what brought us here, whatever. And so if you can farm out other things, and it doesn't have to be things in your business, just like Claire said, like looking in your personal life, like hiring somebody to clean your house or hiring somebody to do errands or get, somebody that's in college to pick up your kids from school or, whatever, that is going to release stress off your shoulders and give you more time and energy to do the things that you're really gifted at. And it doesn't
And
have to be all the same person, right? It can be
yes,
different people.
it can be a team of people. And I think I want to pause to say, like, I recognize that there is privilege in having the option to choose this,
Yes,
but I think that people wait to act on this option too long.
I agree.
Because let's say, if you feel like I don't have enough money to pay for help, well, let's think about that $15 an hour. How much money do you make when you work? At least $15 an hour. I personally value my own time at $100 an hour. That's
Yep.
what I'm always shooting for. And when you hire help, you're like, you're betting on yourself. You're investing on yourself. And so I think psychologically, it also opens up, like, I need to be more focused and proactive with my time so that I can come out ahead to make more than what I'm hiring help for. And so I think that, you give it a try, and you can always, fire your help if it's not more than breaking even. But I think it can be really helpful. And even things like, I pay for grocery delivery. It's like $2 a week. I do Walmart Plus, and I'm like, that's cheaper than gas. And I can spend like 5 minutes on my phone picking out my groceries, and then it's just there instead of taking an hour to drive to the grocery store and back.
I think it's wise. And I think that there is a big mindset shift that does happen. And for me, like I've been in the entrepreneurial space for 15 years. And so like I dealt with that mind shift years ago. And so now I don't have any issues doing it. And honestly, as I'm doing this new venture, it has been a little bit harder of what can I let go of control. Um, but there is that mindset shift that does need to happen, and it really it can be hard if you're not used to it to realize like, okay, I'm going to hire somebody to come into my house and clean, and that doesn't reflect on your state as a person or anything like that. It just, you're ready to scale up, and it's worth it to invest in yourself. So challenge for the week, I'm going to throw down just randomly: find one thing that you can somehow farm out, whether it's the $2 grocery delivery from Walmart Plus, or getting somebody to clean your house, or a teenager to assemble stuff, or whatever. Like, find something that you can let go of and get that help, because it's worth it.
Yeah, and I think also another tip I'd have is that the more specific you can be about what the task is and the impact that it has on your business, then the better you're able to make kind of that like job description, and the right person will raise their hand. So for example, for hiring somebody to assemble things for me, I like made a Facebook post on our neighborhood Facebook page to say, I'm looking for somebody efficient and reliable to assemble furniture for me. You'll be on camera, minimum 16 years old, and looking to, it will be 1 to 3 hours a week, and this will free up time for me to make other product review videos. And within 5 minutes, I had 2 qualified people that reached out to me.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so fast. And I deleted my Facebook post. I'm like, I found the right people.
There you go. Yeah. And put it out on Facebook, because then you're more likely to get somebody that you're going to feel comfortable with, because they're either going to be somebody you already know or like a friend of a friend. And it just makes that transition and letting that control go a little bit easier,
Yeah.
especially when it's more private information, like they're needing, some YouTube access or some Amazon access or whatever. So All good things. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready for a data
Data?
party? Let's do it,
Sure.
Claire. Hit us,
So,
baby.
context on this. Let's see, we got 20 minutes. Everybody buckle up.
Oh, it's
Um,
so good.
so, for context on this, we've talked about things changing in the Amazon Influencer Program. We know it is not the same that it was even last summer.
Yep.
And the data shows that. It's interesting. And things are changing. What's working is changing. Where people are earning their income from is changing. And so it's important to understand that shift so that you can continue to make these data driven strategies on using your time for what's actually working, where that high ROI activities are. So what I did is I surveyed 200 Amazon influencers. There was like, I think 250 responses, but then once I cleaned out the ones that weren't complete or didn't answer correctly, then there was about 206. And I asked them questions like, where are you making your money from? Which income streams? How much are you making? How many posts do you have? What's your product acquisition strategy? How much watch time do you get on your videos? And there was so many interesting findings. And we won't be able to go over all of it right now.
So
So
much.
again, the full report, which is like 80 slides, I'm still tweaking it, finishing it up this week. They'll be available on my email newsletter. So if you're watching this right now, sign up so you can get first access
Yes.
there, but we'll also share a link. It'll be free for everybody. So I'm curious, Nicole, since I can't go through all of it slide by slide right now, if you'll direct me to what you thought your most juicy parts were, or what you appreciated, and we can talk through those ones.
I'm like, I should have left up the tab so I could go through and like, okay, I would say the average view duration still to me is like pure gold. That
Sure.
one, the what didn't move the needle, I think that towards the end, like the thumbnails and stuff like that was interesting. And then, oh gosh, it's so much. It was so good. I would say also the average income. I was really surprised how much higher. I thought there would be a lot less under 1,000.
Sure. Yes. Okay. Let's start there. And Liz, who's in the back office. Okay, cool. You got my slides. Great.
Oh, yay.
Okay, you guys get super
I'm
sneak
putting my
peek.
glasses on for this one.
Okay, so we'll start with earnings. So let's see if I can just zoom in. Can you guys see okay if I just show it like this? Kind of
Uh,
casual presenting.
yeah.
You see
Yeah,
the slide okay?
yeah, it's
All
good.
right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So this is a count of how many respondents and then how much they're making. And so these bin sizes get a little bit wider as you go so that this isn't like crazy long. So you see this last one is like 30 to 50,000. There were like one or two people in here. But about half of respondents are earning about 1,000 per month and about half are earning more. And it's also important to note that the survey respondents for this were like active, like at least semi-serious Amazon influencers because they had to either be on my email list to hear about the survey or in one of the like software or Amazon influencer Facebook groups that we're typically in. So I know that there's a lot of kind of like beginner or side hustle or just kind of very light Amazon influencers. They likely didn't make their way into this survey because they wouldn't have heard about it because they're not in those groups. So with that caveat, here's how much people are making. So if this is more helpful to think about it, you can think about it in terms of a percentile. So 1 of 4 people are making 338 or less. So that would be bottom 25 percentile. The median, so the halfway point between everybody's earnings, is 971. So almost $1,000 per month. And then the top 5% are making over 8,000, top 1% are making over 22,000. So you can kind of look at this and maybe give yourself a pat on the back if you're, up here and to see that big tail of there really are people making full-time more than full-time money with this. And one thing I think is interesting is that this 50th percentile number, when I ran the survey last summer in June, the 50th percentile, the halfway point of people's earnings, was I think like 470.
What?
And so this
That's
is
amazing.
double. And so I think what this is from is that people are now earning half of their income from creator connections. So I think
Mhm.
that on site has stayed pretty steady, but then we've also stacked on top of it the creator connections earnings. And there's more data in this report about what percent people are making from creator connections, but aiming for about half of your earnings to come from creator connections is a great benchmark.
If you're making less, then you probably need to talk to another influencer friend and figure out what you're doing wrong.
Yes. And I would also say if you are in this bottom half and wanting to be in this top half, the next cohort for my Build Past 1K course starts on Monday. And I would love to have you in the course to learn how to build those earnings past $1,000 per month and beyond.
And guys, Claire's course is the real deal. Like I went through it this past cohort, and the level of detail and information that she gives you daily, 6 days a week for 6 weeks, it will blow your freaking mind. And it's so good, and she keeps it up to date. So Claire, like every morning I'm like, are you kidding me? Like so much, so good, so good.
Thank you. Yeah, and the course is even going to be different this next time from what you even saw, Nicole, in this last cohort, because I'm going to add in details of what we
Yep.
learned from this report. So let's go to this section that you're talking about. I think this is also my favorite section of
Yes.
this report. It's so juicy. So a couple months ago, I started this analysis where I was looking for people have already said like conversion rate determines carousel placement. And looking at my own data, I determined that really wasn't true. But I discovered this other metric, average view duration, aka watch time. In other words, how much somebody watches your video. And this isn't the percentage, this is in seconds. The percentage does not predict earnings, does not predict placement, but the seconds that somebody is watching. Or you could also think of it as like the amount of time, the seconds that you keep them on that product page, then Amazon seems to reward that with carousel placement. And so then if your videos are placed, then you're able to convert. So
Yep.
that's how I'm starting to think about this. So this view duration, you can check yours on the Creator Hub, which is if you go to your storefront, manage videos, and then you'll be in the Creator Hub at the top. There's 3 stats. It's like views, average view duration, and then average view percent. Just look at
In the
this
middle.
average view duration middle one to see what yours is. And so if somebody watches 30 seconds of a 1-minute video, 30 seconds view duration. 30 seconds of a 2-minute video, it'd be a different percent, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the total seconds watched. And I found that this is a 6 times better predictor for your carousel placement than the conversion rate of your video. We could talk about conversion rate, but the just on conversion rate really doesn't matter that much. But this really does. So I'm glad that you guys are here to see this. So here we have the earnings per post by the average view duration. So let's say your average view duration is 32 seconds. You'd be right here. And this is how much you're earning per video on your storefront. So let's say if your average view duration was 40 seconds, then you're likely to be earning about $2 for each video on your storefront. And both using like for the data nerds, statistical stepwise linear regression and looking at charts like this, you can see that as the view duration goes up, that's a pretty clear indicator of how much you're making per post. So summary, other words, the more people watch your video, the more that you're going to make on that video. I'll keep going. A few more kind of different ways to look at the same finding. So here we have how much people are making. So a few groups, so like under 1,000, 1,000, 5,000, and 5,000 plus. And for these different groups, what their average view duration is. This is a chart called a box plot. So this middle blue part is like the bulk of where the data is, that middle 50th percent. Earlier in the report, I have a slide about how to read a box plot. So hope nobody feels completely turned off by this. But you can see that those that are making over $5,000 per month have much higher average view durations on their videos. are much more likely to have that average view duration over a minute.
Doug has a good question here. I'm going to pop this in
Sure.
real quick. He says, do you think that it's a little skewed by the need for a longer, more complicated explanation for a more expensive and sophisticated product, driving the earnings up on average for longer content? That's an interesting point.
Like, do I think that more expensive products typically have longer videos? Yes.
Because they need more explanation. Yeah.
Yes. But that being said, when I looked at all of my videos, no matter the price point, the longer watch time it had, the more likely it was to be placed on the carousel.
Gotcha.
So this applies to all price points.
All price points.
Yeah. And so we can go into this question of like, should I just make longer videos? Is that what you're saying? And so let's look at this because there's some data behind this. So I asked people how long they were making most of their shoppable videos. And for this, people could select multiple. So if they had most of their videos between like 30 seconds and a minute, they could select these two boxes. So it's most typical for Amazon influencers to make their videos about a minute long. And not very many Amazon influencers are making their videos more than 3 minutes long. But what we can see is that the average earnings, this is their total monthly earnings, by which video length people are using, goes dramatically up. For those that are having longer videos, having most of their videos be 3, 4, 5 minutes long, their monthly earnings are higher. And for these two groups, the 4 and 5 minutes, it was like 4 or 5 people for each group. And so we don't want to interpret this as like 4 minutes are the best, more than 5 minutes, but just that this is the gradual trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's important to know because you don't want to do a 4-minute video on your eyeliner. And like there's not a gold magic amount of time. You want to still add value. You want to still answer questions of why they're actually watching the video prior to purchasing. But it doesn't need to be a specific amount of time. You just want to see, okay, let me talk a little bit longer. Let me add a little bit more detail.
Yes,
Like
exactly. So you don't need to have like a specific amount of time that you're shooting for. I think it does need to make sense for the product, but this idea of like if you're making an eyeliner video, you could make it a 30-second video or you could make a 2-minute video. And what this data is saying is that a 2-minute video is going to get more watch time. It'll be placed on the carousel above those other 30-second videos that because of the length, they aren't able to rack up that watch time. And then your video will be placed at the top. You'll be able to convert regardless of what the conversion rate is on that video. And then you'll be able to earn more on that video than if it was a 30-second video.
Yeah. And so I think being mindful of like the watch time it's not a direct to more sales.
Yeah.
We're looking at carousel placement that is more likely to get you sales. So I don't know.
Yes, exactly. The goal is still, I want to be on that carousel so I have the chance to convert.
Yeah.
But what gets you there is having the watch time on your video. And so if you want to review which of your videos are doing well, you could, instead of looking at maybe like what their placement is, that's the goal, but look at what the average view duration is. And without any extensions or anything inside Creator Hub, that's one of the stats that it will give you.
Yeah. So interesting.
So in here we have, some the average view duration does increase by the video length. So here's the different video lengths people are using and then the average view duration. So from what I'm seeing from this, because most people have videos under 2 minutes, and at about this like 3-minute mark, it kind of starts to go over about a minute. What I'm going to be doing is trying to shoot for 3+ minute videos on as many products as I can. That's the number that I'm going to have in my head. With my video style, I don't want to jump all the way to making like in-depth 8-minute YouTube style videos. Though this data says that those would be placed well, I'm concerned about my dollar per hour. And so with just small tweaks, without spending that much more time for video, I can record just 1 minute longer and still do that in my like one take, no edits video style that's been working for me so well. But instead of aiming to have it 30 seconds to a minute and a half, which is where everybody's is, to try to just get past that 2 minute mark, that's going to be my 80/20. And I'll report back here later about how that's
Yeah.
going. Um, but I think that this data is showing that that's going to work well. Here we have, for the video lengths used, the average earnings for each post. You can see that those like 3+ minutes are earning more per video posted.
Yeah, and that is a great way just to kind of see how you're doing is look at your storefront, take the number of posts, divide it by how much you made last month, and get $1 per post. And yes, there's going to be some people that post a lot of images, collages or whatever. But most of those should probably be your videos. But be aware of what that return is, because as you're growing, that dollar amount should be going up, and you should be having a higher return because you're learning how to do stuff better. And this information definitely, Doug saying woohoo for us YouTubers. So for those that do like to do more YouTube style reviews, that YouTube is forefront on their mind, that's what they're looking for. And then Amazon is secondary as a motivator for your video content creation style. It really is conducive to that. So if that is your style, if you do like to take a little bit more time on your videos, this is great news for you. But again, like, you should not be spending, because I think this is another data point. I don't know if we have time to hit this, but how much time people were spending on their videos versus that return. Is that something we can talk about real quick? I don't know. Do we have time?
I think we need to wrap it up, but there is slides on that in the report, so we could talk about that next time. I'll answer this question though. I heard a video needs to be watched by a certain percent to qualify for commission. It doesn't seem to be true. As far
I think
as
that's an Amazon urban legend.
I think it's an urban legend. There's another urban legend that a video needs 30 seconds minimum duration. Also an urban legend. I have 5-second videos that convert. I know that they likely won't stay on the carousel if other longer videos come, but there isn't a minimum time that it needs in order to make commission.
Yeah, it really is just a great, like, with this new information, guys, make sure you're signed up for Claire's email list, because she's going to send this out, and look at it and see, okay, take a little time, take a step back, look at your numbers and see, okay, I can add a little bit more time to my videos, or I can do this a little bit different, or whatever little tweaks you can do. They usually don't have to be massive overhauls, but you can make little adjustments based on this data that Claire has so like fabulously analyzed for us and presented, that we can have more success. And honestly, we're helping the customers more too, because if you're spending a little bit more time thinking about what questions would they have, how can I add value, that's going to make you not only make more money, but you're also helping people more too, because you're usually adding more value, and hopefully adding more value and not just more time to your video.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be spending more time on your video if that's not going to translate into more average view duration.
Yeah. It's
and
not. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think I mentioned this earlier a little bit, but within your Creator Hub, you can sort your videos by like clicking on that top of the stats, sort them by average view duration to get a look at which ones get more watch time, and then say, I'm going to do more of that style. If that's a style that you like doing. If you're going to dread it and then not make any videos anyway, which would be like me with 10-minute YouTube style videos, then you don't have to do that. You can kind of take a gradual approach to it.
Yeah, I think that this data definitely, it has the flexibility for different video styles for sure. And it's so good. So, I'm excited. Like, I'm fired up this week. I just think, like, I love the data. I love the new programs. I'm just like, I'm just excited to play and learn and
you're coming out of your January hibernation now.
I know. Yeah. So this has been so good. Make sure you're signed up for Claire's newsletter. I also have a school community that I am building, I'm growing and adding information there for anyone in the Amazon influencer program. So we would love to connect with you, connect with us. We love sharing and we love helping you on your journey. So it's been fun. Claire, I can't wait. In 2 weeks, we will be here again and we'll have time to experiment and play around and see what's working and what's not.
Okay, see you guys next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.